What's up, y'all? We are back for day 4 of Sweet November, 30 days of manna. And y'all, this message, when I say I got my manna this morning, okay? And I'm about to share it with y'all because I just got this. As I prepared to get on, as I prepared to get ready to do this, God literally just gave this to me, okay? And so I am excited about sharing it with you all. And we're just going to jump straight into it. But I want to start off with a question. I have a question for you all, and I'm going to give you this question. I want you to think about it. Think about it throughout this, listening to this message. I want you to hear what I'm saying as well, but you can always go back and play it. But I really want you to think about this question. I want you to think about it all day today, which is Saturday. I want you to think about it tomorrow. And after you've thought about it for a while, because that's all you need. You don't need too long. I want you to be thinking about it all week, just the weekend. Think about it. I want you to actually believe it. And then I want you to act on it. Like, I want you to act like it. Okay, so you're probably like, Tori, what is the question already? Okay, so the question I have for you is, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Excuse me. And no, I don't mean as far as your occupation, as far as your gift, what do you like to do, who people say you are, but do you really know who you are? So I have to tell you this. I was listening to the great Dr. the great and late Dr. Miles Monroe. And please tell me you've heard of him. If you have not heard of him, where have you been? Okay. But so I was listening to his message last night, actually kind of into early this morning, but neither here nor there. Okay. I was listening to him and he said something that really stuck out. And it happens to correlate with the message that I've been sharing with you all, Exodus 16. This is the point where Moses and Aaron has been appointed the leaders to lead the Israelites into the promised land, right? We've been focused on the manna and the quail, God providing for them, right? And them complaining. And so Dr. Miles Monroe, he was giving his message, and he said, God told Moses to go get my people because I want to make them my royal priesthood. Do you know who you are? Royal priesthood, it's a kingship, represents royalty. And some of the qualities that come along with being royal priesthood is nobility, authority, please keep that in mind, wealth, and freedom. And so I don't believe these people knew who they were. Here's the thing though, because God did his testing. I believe if God would have told them everything in its totality, then he wouldn't be able to, well, he can do everything. But what I'm saying is sometimes when people tell you the end, you act differently. You get what I'm saying? So he was testing their heart. He wanted to know what was in their heart, right? He knew he told them about the promised land. He told them the things to come, but he really wanted to know what was in their heart. Because like I said, when you get to the place that God has destined for you, his main thing is, God said it over and over, do not forget me. Do not forget me. Do not forget what I've done. Don't forget the laws. Don't forget the commandments. Don't forget the covenants. Don't forget the principles. Don't forget any of this stuff, because what they were going into was something great. Did you hear what I said? A royal priesthood. Some of the qualities, nobility, authority, wealth, and freedom. And God was not about to risk these people, like telling them all of who they, like, I guess the way I'm trying to put it, God wasn't going to risk it. He needed to know their character. He needed to know that they were going to be obedient. And so he couldn't tell them everything. But that's the advantage we have. And although we may not physically be in the wilderness, we go through our own periods of being in the wilderness. And so I want to go back to this royal priesthood, right? So you all have probably, of course, I know you've heard of the United Kingdom, the royal family. Maybe in particular Prince Harry, Meghan Markle. You've heard about, their story, but not so much of their story. We just want to stay surface level, okay? But as far as their royalty, who they are, the authority in what they can do. And granted, I know they left and all of that stuff, but come back with me. Just follow me for the sake of the story, okay? But just everything that was at their hand, everything that was at their leisure, everything that they had available to them. And the people that were working for them to make sure that everything that they use their authority for understood. They didn't take it like, they trying to tell me what to do. They don't tell me what to do. No, you work for them. And when they tell you that it's something that they need, when they tell you it's something that they want done, these people were already waiting. I want y'all to follow me and hear me well. These people were already in position to go and make sure that these people, the princes, both of them, Prince, the queen, when she was here, that anybody in the royal family, whatever it was that they asked for, they were waiting for their every beck and call, is what they say. And they went and got it done. They made sure that it was done, right? Or perhaps you heard of Shonda Rhimes. She did the Queen Charlotte, right? We saw how things went in that household. Whatever they asked for, whatever the queen asked for, whatever the king asked for, there was no rebuttal. There was nobody that was working for them that told them no, because they knew their position. They knew their authority. And the people that had this authority and dominion and power, they weren't afraid to use it, y'all. Do you know who you are? Are you a royal priesthood? And if you are you acting like you're a royal priesthood? Are you acting like you're a part of it? Or are you acting like you're one of the people that's waiting for somebody else with authority to tell you what to do? Do you know who you are? And so let me tell y'all this, right? So one day, I told my sisters this already. One day, I'm in the car and I'm just like, and Lord, please, and Lord, and if you, and we, like literally sounding like a beggar, okay? If you belong to God, you do not have to beg him for anything. And when I say I stopped myself in the middle of that thing, and I had a conversation, a whole conversation. Now I'm going to say it was God. I'm going to say the conversation was with God, okay? But it was just me in that car. And so I'm like, Tori, like, what are you doing? God has done everything. He has he created the foundation. He has laid the foundation. He sent his son here for us, which was the ultimate, the greatest sacrifice. Everything that needed to be done has already been done. All you have to do is act. All you have to do is know who you are and move in it. Act in it. Speak with it. Well, y'all know what I mean. Speak it. So like I said, I was in the middle of what would sound like somebody begging the Lord. You don't have to beg God. God has given us the authority. In the very beginning, God gave us dominion, power, and authority. Do you know that? And you are probably like, yeah, I know that, that's in that. Yeah, but do you know what it is that he's giving you dominion, power, and authority over? Have you gone back to read and to find out what you are supposed to be in command of? And then it goes on a little further in the Bible, where God literally says that he has given, like, you can declare, you can pronounce, you can announce, you can make your own proclamation. and expect it to be done. So I turned that what seemed like to be a begging and pleading prayer. And from that day on, I was like, I'm not doing that no more. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, are there certain things that we have to seek God and maybe, and not even maybe, but ask him about because we want him to be included in everything that we do? Absolutely. But there are just some things that you shouldn't even be asking anymore. You should be using your dominion, power, and authority to make those proclamations, to command the things, whatever it is in your life that you need to happen. And remember how I said with the royal family, whether it's, the actual one in the UK or something that we've seen on TV. Remember when I said it was servants that was waiting, that was standing by, waiting to be told what to do. Well, we have God's angels that he has given us that are with us all the time, that are waiting for you to make a proclamation. They're waiting for you to make a command. They're waiting for you to use your dominion, your authority, and your power. They're just waiting. The same way in the royal family, the same way on TV. Queen Charlotte, they're just waiting there. They be at attention. I mean, they don't flinch or anything. They just waiting. I'm waiting on a call. I'm waiting to be told what to do. And I'm just going to stand here and I'm going to wait until the person of authority tells me what to do. And guess what? If they never tell these people anything, guess what? They still standing there. They're not moving. They're on post. They're on guard. But see, we have our angels. We have the greater advantage. I know that sounds so good for them in the UK. They have people that's there that can make things happen just like that. Imagine what God can do, who oversees this entire world and everything in it. Imagine what your angels are waiting to do. They're waiting for you to proclaim what it is that God has given you authority to do. Do you know who you are? Did you know that you're a royal priesthood? Did you know the nobility that you have? Do you know the authority that you have? Do you know the wealth that you have that has been set before you? Do you realize that you're free? And so my focus scripture is Deuteronomy 19, verse 5. Now, if you obey me fully and keep my covenant, then out of all nations, you, the one that's thinking about, who you are today, me, you will be my treasure possession. Although the whole earth is mine, I just told you everything is his. You will be for me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. These are the words you are to speak to the Israelites. Y'all, they hadn't even made it out the wilderness. This was early on. They have been taken from captivity. Moses and Aaron in charge, leading the way. They're complaining and grumbling the whole time. God has already at this point given them fresh manna every day. Some of them not even listening to the instruction. They're going out getting more than what they're supposed to. God said, I got something for you. They went back to that bread. It had maggots and everything in it. That's not what he told you to do. Are you doing what God told you to do as well? Are you following instructions? And then today's message, do you know who you are? Did you know that you're a royal priesthood? They found out while they were in the wilderness in the beginning stages. Because how do I know? I just read the scripture. God said, go back and tell them this. Go back and tell them. You have the advantage. You already know. You know how this story goes. And now it's your turn. And now you're on your way to all of the promises that God has for you. That's what I wanted to share with you all today. That's what I want you to think about today. You have all day today, which is Saturday. You have all day tomorrow. Of course, I'm still coming on tomorrow, but I just want you to think about it. And I want you to change your mindset when it comes to what you actually have before you, what you can actually do. You don't have to hope and wish and beg. You already have it right before you, y'all. God is giving you everything you need. I understand that more and more, honey. You have what you need. You use your authority. You use your power. You already have that. You can't buy that from anywhere. And if you do, it's not going to last. God has already given it to you. You are a royal priesthood. You are royalty. You are kingship. You are heirs. You are God's inheritance. And he has promises for you. Follow the instructions. Stop complaining. Stop murmuring. Stop grumbling. Know that he is taking care of you day by day. For today is sufficient. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. God has proven that. And he's proven it, I'm sure, in your life. Share this message where somebody needs to hear it, who needs to be reminded that they are royalty, who needs to be reminded that they have authority and power and dominion on this earth. I'm telling y'all, when you show up, a whole scene should change. Like when the royal family come through, I mean, they shut down streets, even for the president. When you know, these people come through, they shut down streets. You can't go in this area. Everybody wants them to come, you know, whether it's businesses, patronize us, come in here, we'll shut the store down, da-da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. Do you know who you are? You got to know before anybody else know. Things should change when you show up. And I'm saying that with God confidence. It should change when you show up. When you come in the atmosphere, if something isn't right, it should immediately get right. When Jesus came on the scene in the Bible, them people got right. Like, and the demons got right too. Like, oh, what do you want us to do? Can we go in the water? Can we go in the pit? They didn't know what to do. Please don't. But that's because they knew who he was. Do they know who you are? And I'm not necessarily saying, you know, spirits and demons. But I mean, hey, if it applies, do they know? They should know you belong to God. They should know you are his heir, his kingship, his royal priesthood. That's how it should be. Do you know who you are? That's all I got for y'all on Saturday. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of the day. But as you are going about your day, I want you to think about this. Like I said, think about it. Believe it, because you got to believe it too. You can't be like, oh, you know, have you ever heard anybody with power and authority like talking like with uncertainty? Oh, you do this right now. What? Like, sir, ma'am, no, nobody's listening to you. No, you rise up. You should know who you are. And after you believe it, I want you to walk in it. I want you to talk like somebody that has dominion, power, and authority. And remember where you are headed. All right? So, y'all be blessed. Y'all be encouraged. Like I said, share this with somebody that needs to hear it. Or just share it with anybody in general. Somebody that you love. Okay? Just pick 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Send it out to the people that you love. Drop me some comments. And I'll be checking them throughout the day. And yeah. See y'all tomorrow.